Understanding the U.S. Supreme Court, history, importance of congressional efficiency, and the role in the legal system. Welcome to our discussion of the United States Supreme Court. Today, we delve into its historical origins, the importance of congressional efficiency, the types of cases it handles, and why states are compelled to follow its rulings. Let's discuss the transition to the historical background of the Supreme Court. The United States Supreme Court, often regarded as the highest court of the land, holds a pivotal role in the national legal system. But when was it created? Let's journey back to the early days of the United States. In 1789, shortly after ratification of the United States Constitution, the Judiciary Act of 1789 was passed by Congress, establishing the federal court system, including the Supreme Court. President George Washington appointed the first Chief Justice, John Jay, and 5 associate justices. Since then, the Supreme Court has evolved into a cornerstone of the American jurisprudence. It was understood that the Congress needs to discuss matters openly and efficiently and write the law that governs the states of the Union. In this transition, we will discuss the importance of the congressional efficiency. It is crucial for Congress to be efficient. The efficiency of Congress directly impacts all of the United States. The appointment of confirmation of justice and of the Supreme Court belongs to the legislative branch of the federal government. Congress holds the power to approve or reject presidential nominations in court. Delays or gridlocks in the confirmation process can leave vacancies at the bench, potentially affecting the court's ability to fulfill its duties effectively. Here's the important and congressional sessions go to some sort of conclusion, avoiding gridlock. A well-functioning Congress ensures timely confirmation process, maintaining the full competence of justices Supreme Court and upholding the integrity of the judicial system. Now, let's talk about the type of cases handled by the Supreme Court. First, federal law dispute between states and cases affecting ambassadors and public ministries. These cases often address fundamental questions of law and have far-fetching implications for the nation. From civil rights to separation of powers, the Supreme Court plays a pivotal role in the shaping of the legal landscape of the United States. Of course, sometimes there are discussions of the states comply with federal law, but for the most part, the states tend to comply with federal law, what we call the law of the land. Lastly, there are states compelled to follow the Congress updates. The supremacy clause of the United States Constitution, found in Article 6, establishes that constitutional, federal laws, and treaties are the supreme law of the land. This means that federal law has precedence of their state law over conflict. The Supreme Court says are the final arbiter, interpreter of federal law and the Constitution. Its decision establishing precedents all the states that adhere to, ensuring uniformity and consistency in the application of the federal law of the nation. In conclusion, the United States Supreme Court stands as a pillar of the nation's legal system, with a rich history, a vital role in upholding the Constitution, and significant influence over American jurisprudence. Through the efficiency of Congress, the Court's careful consideration of cases, and the supremacy of federal law, the Supreme Court continues to safeguard the principles of justice and democracy in the United States. What is happening to Denver trying to not put Donald Trump in the ballot? Double jeopardy? Well, double jeopardy is a legal principle that prevents an individual from being punished twice for the same offense. It is derived from the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which states, "Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice in jeopardy of life or limb." Because of the second impeachment of Donald Trump, in which he wasn't convicted, this is the important part here, convicted. Donald Trump has never been convicted. Really quick, let's talk about if presidents can be prosecuted. The answer is, of course, yes. For example, Nixon was subject to prosecution, however he got pardoned by Ford. Clinton was also subject to prosecution, but here again, even though they created a commission of a grand jury, they declined to prosecute Clinton. Trump could be prosecuted if convicted and could be disqualified. First, he would need to be convicted, then he would have to appeal, and then that will have to go to the Supreme Court. What Trump is going to do, he's going to appeal to the Supreme Court to make sure people can vote for him. The worst thing about this is that in Denver, Donald Trump's face will appear. You could vote for Donald Trump if you want, but basically what Denver tried to do was making sure that the votes that are for Donald Trump will not count. Today was a good day, I would say a common sense day, because people that vote for Donald Trump want to vote for him. In opening arguments, the Supreme Court hinted, it's not a final decision yet, but it hinted that Denver has to respect the law of the land. Denver has to follow the rules, and Denver is not allowed to change basically the way we vote. Donald Trump will be able to be in the ballot. The votes regarding Donald Trump will be counted, and basically it was a bad day for Denver. It was a good day for Donald Trump. In the next upcoming days, we will see that the Supreme Court has allowed Trump to be elected president, and all these legal things are basically mumbo jumbo. It's a big waste of time for everybody, but it's obviously interesting to see what's happening here. Basically, it's a toss up. It feels like the Super Bowl. We have no idea why things are getting so crazy so fast, but here we are. We're almost in March. Basically, we're trying to see if we can even vote for Donald Trump, or if people are gonna be just having Biden or nobody in the papers to vote. But the Supreme Court has hinted, again, hinted, just through oral arguments, opening statements, Donald Trump will be able to be elected president of the United States of America in Denver, and basically in every other state. So in the following days, we will hear the good news that people will be able to vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been getting smacked left and right, losing lawsuits left and right. And if I would be Trump, I would be already kind of defeated. But just like Rocky Balboa, just like I said in the previous video, he's coming up and up and up, and he's starting to get some wins. So the win that Donald Trump got today in the Supreme Court, it's a great win for, common sense. I would say it's not a win for Trump, it's a win for common sense. Denver cannot change the way we vote. Denver cannot rewrite the whole constitution, the whole voting system. Denver cannot do that. So today, in opening statements, Supreme Court hinted that Trump will be able to be elected as the next president of the United States. So let us know what you think. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It'll be very interesting. Again, I've said this is a very crazy year, but this is what politics look like in 2024.